Match found.
Check, check. Let's go. HP. Oke, HP.
Watch anyway. My crew is coming through.
Remember, everyone, if we survive, woodworking class tonight in the mess hall. Nimble hands, nimble minds.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Unscathed. And safe. That was good, but we are not done.
Spike down A. Last player standing. Thirty seconds left.
Omen, when you teleport, I don't know. Sometimes I lose you. Does that make sense?
Inside.
Spike planted. Up and away. One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
He says their bullets
Can someone
tickle.
get this? Thank you.
Find the weak point and break it. Enemy spotted B. Enemy spotted B. Healer down.
Blow him up, Mosh.
For you.
You thought you were safe.
Stay down.
Enemy spotted A.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
What's this? Oh, was that important? Healing you. What will it be this time?
Help a girl out,
Have any
would ya?
patterns emerged yet?
Help a girl out, would you?
Help a girl out, would ya?
It begins.
Enemy spotted B.
planted. Last player standing.
Hawk out! Blinded. If you see one of my creatures, it's a good thing, alright? We'll figure out what they do eventually. Need a drop.
Need a drop. Thanks.
Nowhere to run!
Somebody's there. Spike planted.
Satisfied.
Last player standing.
Let them try to get through me.
Ándale.
Enemy spotted mid. Here. Someone's in attacker spawn. My ultimate enemy spotted A.
Spike down A.
Hawk out.
Spike planted. Dizzy's up top. Dizzy has targets. Last player standing.
Buried.
I survived obliteration. I will survive them.
Need a drop.
I am everywhere.
Hawk out!
Inside, come.
Seek them out.
Found
Saw you, little homie!
spotted A.
Spike planted. Mosh pit.
Enemy removed.
Dizzy's up. Someone's there.
Reloading. Enemy spotted.
My buddy's defusing.
A. Your duty is not over.
The wingman's down.
You fought well.
One enemy remaining.
Prepare for hellfire!
My ult ready.
Jet, you were the wind. So powerful. Well done.
I got yous, okay?
Dami dito. Puta na.
Blow him up, Mosh.
My ultimate is ready. Cover
Up and away. Somebody's there.
Enemy spotted A. Reloading.
Healing you.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
I got your backs. Just, you know, from the front.
I must hold together.
Dami, putang ina.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Nowhere to run!
Spike planted.
Cover going out.
Once more into battle. I'm not tired. Are you?
I'm saving.
Saw you, Mosh.
Here. Here. Help. Help. Enemy spotted B.
Sorry.
You should run. Spike planted.
Out.
Last player standing.
You will not kill my allies!
Last round before the switch.
Spend everything. We keep nothing. Prepare for hellfire!
Someone's there. Mosh pit.
Enemy spotted A. Enemy spotted A.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
Rest.
Switching sides.
Time to stock back up.
Let's go.
See ya.
Kill.
Dizzy's up.
Light planted.
Stealing sight. No.
One enemy remaining. You did good. Up and away.
Dying. Shock. For you.
Sana, sana.
Race it to the spike sites.
Oh yes, stop. No. 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 Oops.
Remove. Here.
Last player standing.
Light planted. Barrier created.
One enemy remaining.
some good old hard yakka, standing in between us and victory.
Ayo maju lah ikutan. Silver tapi ya.
Don't give them ground. Hawk out.
Enemy spotted B.
Last player standing.
Ini apaan sih?
Be at peace. My ultimate. Your duty is not over.
Thank you, Sage.
Enemy spotted mid.
Last player
down.
standing. Spike down mid.
All right, homies, chill. We'll go again. Damn, you love being here. Like, way too much.
Need a drop.
Time to mobilize my pack. Be faster. Plant the spike. Plant the spike.
Gecko, you have the spike.
Unavoidable.
Good attempt.
Plant the spike, Wings.
Last player standing. Match point.
I'm amped. Let's go. I got things to do.
Can someone get this?
Thank you.
As one. Anyone need anything? Hawk out.
Prepare for hellfire!
Last player standing.
Message sent. My ultimate is ready. Your duty is not over. Wait.
One enemy
Enemy
remaining.
down. I had to kill you. Gun here.
Wait until I blind them to strike.
Anyone need anything?
Can someone buy me, please?
Find the weak point and break it.
Dizzy's up top. Dizzy has target.
Traveling.
Night night. Reloading.
Cover going out.
Here's one.
Gun Hawk here. out.
I'm out.
More base.
No!
player standing.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Nowhere to run!
Defenders win.
Oh shit.
Match found.
You have good taste, my friend.
The Reina prepares on the other side. Kill her before she becomes monstrous. Right here.
Omen, can you smoke here first?
That works.
Mid.
For you. Enemy spotted B.
Mid coming.
Spike down B.
Mid. Heaven.
Last player standing.
Let's try.
I'll take out their sky. It's something I must do.
That's a good spot.
As one.
B again. Low, Omen low.
Many enemies B.
Back side.
Scanning ahead. Found them.
78 on Omen.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Last side. Main. She go main. Careful mid.
Teleport's ready. A gift. These guns we use are okay, but I will also bring my own. No offense. That works.
Through the calm, I see. Through the storm, I fight.
Wall race.
Many enemies mid. Hush.
I'm low, I'm low.
Well,
Cover going out.
he coming late.
Thirty seconds left.
In vein one.
Last player standing.
One heaven. Had to they go
10
waiting,
seconds
waiting.
left.
Boy.
Spike planted.
Shadows traveling. Cover going out.
One enemy remaining.
Let them try to get through me.
That's a good spot.
On.
Barrier created. Enemy spotted A.
Spike down A.
Enemy spotted A. Never saw.
Lamb. Two. Now you have bad.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Wait, Recon. Don't pick.
Enemy spotted A. No one escapes my sight.
No one.
My ult's not ready. Teleport ready.
We have come back from worse. Let's go.
A gift.
Chamber, raffle. Chamber. Bro, chamber.
Barrier created.
I mean, me on me.
A coming. A coming.
Spike
Yeah.
down B.
Go B.
Spike planted.
C.
Shadows traveling. Blinding. Cover going out.
Last player standing.
We are strong because we are together. Don't forget that.
That works.
Kill my copy.
There they are.
I've got your trail.
One side.
Last player standing. Spike planted.
Once more into battle. I'm not tired. Are you?
That's a good spot.
Right here. There they are.
Spike planted.
1 minute. Oh my god, this fucking wall.
Omen killed. Enemy spotted B.
Coming down.
Enemy spotted B.
Train harder.
Teleport's ready.
Last player standing.
Weapon choice. It is so personal, no? You pick a gun and it tells me who you are. They are so dead! A gift.
I will hold up the sky.
The hunt begins! They will come! Revealing a they found my trap.
standing. Spike planted.
Return to dust. Sky kill. Even with numbers, anything can still happen. Remember that.
That works.
Come into the unknown.
Many enemies A.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted A.
Last player standing.
Gun here. Scanning ahead. Found them.
Please do not mistake my smile. I take this all very seriously. That's a good spot. In we go.
Revealing area.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Bullseye. Scanning ahead. No more.
Prepare yourselves. We fight once again. Reloading.
Ready.
A gift.
Here.
Away!
Gun here.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted B here.
Enemy spotted B. Cutting their vision.
Last player standing. Last round in the half.
Don't be cheap. Spend it all before it's gone.
That works.
Becoming.
I've got your
Quiet
trail.
now.
Spike down A.
Revealing area.
Thirty seconds left. Spike planted.
Scanning ahead.
One enemy remaining.
3 gone.
City, last city.
Okay.
Heaven, careful. Nah, bro.
Back to work.
You failed. Now flee.
Switching sides.
One step closer.
Wait a minute. Two. See inside. One. Lotte. Come back.
Enemy spotted A.
Revealing area.
Go.
Quiet now.
Spike planted.
Last player standing.
Phải cái à có ơi.
If you're not a good shot today, don't worry. There are other ways to be useful.
I'll find them. I have the spike.
Revealing area.
Feeling set. Cutting their vision.
Spike is down.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
Down.
Match point.
Stand tall. We are Valorant. We are fighters.
Okay, start fresh.
Rotate.
There they are.
Walk. Come here. Hey.
Healing you. Reloading.
Enemy spotted A. Adios. You're nothing.
Sitting on race.
More race.
That's a good spot.
Oh, let's kill Shay on Masih.
Trap destroyed. Spike planted.
Inside.
One enemy remaining.
Ready. I would apologize to them, but alas, they are dead.
Watch them run when lit by my sonar. That's when we strike.
I can buy for you, my treat.
Can someone get this?
I can buy for you, my treat.
Rotating.
They are so dead.
Forward.
Mid coming. 2 T. Oh.
Enemy spotted.
Loves his gun.
Blind.
Spike planted. A gift.
Reloading. Turret B.
They found my trap. I don't think so.
One enemy remaining.
Well, this suit is ruined.
Reloading.
Stay alive. I want their life, not yours.
Eyes up. Right here.
You're nothing.
Scanning ahead. Deploying
Wait,
drone.
wait.
Reload.
Oh, one heaven.
Spike down A.
Enemy spotted A.
Still in sight.
Shock dart.
I have the spike.
Planting.
Spike planet.
Once.
Last player standing.
One thing.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my god, suka. Sih.
Defenders win.
You will not kill my allies!
Bagus main siang-siang. Culun gua.
sebenarnya juga bisa mid lane kan Om?
Bisa. Itu
dia.
sakit banget dulu ya.
Dulu
aku
ya.
ingat banget tuh. Nah, bukan dulu, maksudnya sebelum patch.
Sebelum patch.
Itu.
Dulu lama banget ya. Kenapa Om?
Matildanya kalau build full match item ya,
Aha.
dia nabrak sekali circling eagle, itu match dengan marksman itu pasti mati.
Wow. Itu impactful banget pada saat itu ya. Apakah dengan pengurangan...
Sekarang kan udah dikurangin kan?
Udah dikurangin, area juga dikurangin, pengurangan terbarunya juga dari cooldown-nya. So, apakah masih cukup layak Matilda di area mid? We'll see. Kita akan lihat 3 hero fleksibel yang diamankan dari teman-teman tim Vagos karena banningnya masih terhadap Kaja. Cuman mereka di fase terakhir.
Ya, Cloud juga di ban ini. Jadi gak ada Cloud juga ya. Satu hero yang kita tahu ini kena nerf tapi ternyata masih cukup powerful. Bahkan sekarang dia mulai naik kembali.
Ya.
Bruno diambil oleh tim Vagos.
Hanya tutor kah ini?
Waduh.
Biasanya kalau pindah
benar,
gitu, will see karena ini pegangan loh. Kalau nggak salah jangkar nggak pernah absen. Apakah benar will see karena ini
Diambil
pegangan loh. Kalau nggak salah jangkar
Bruno
nggak pernah
diambil
absen
berarti
sama Brunonya ya.
Diambil ya?
Yap.
Bruno diambil berarti marksman-nya lebih tipis sih. Kalau ngeliat marksman yang aman-aman saja Brody. Tapi Oke. Ada Ixia dan juga Yves. 2 hero yang kalau menggunakan ultimate-nya ini bakal diam. Dan akan menjadi sasaran empuk untuk hero yang dipilih terakhir oleh tim Vagos. Ada Kadita yang akan bisa menyerang dan ini gak aman sama sekali buat Ixia. Ixia musuh besarnya jelas Kadita. Oke lah, Kadita memang kombonya agak di nerf ya. Dalam artian COD Lightning kan Lightning lagi dikurangin nih sekarang nih. Ya kan? Jadi gak terlalu besar yang kemarin. Tapi tetap ini akan meresahkan kalau dia udah half HP atau 3/4. Ditabrak di dive in, ada Petrify.
Wah, itu sih pecah ya. Karena Circling Eagle nih bisa bawa orang nih di belakangnya nih. Bisa bawa penumpang di belakangnya nih ya. Dari Matilda Airlines, apalagi udah ada Kadita yang pastinya kemungkinan battle spell yang dibawa Petrify juga. Yang membuat 2 hero dari ultimate yang diam tadi udah di-mention oleh Om Bawa bakal terancam sih.
Yap, dan kita akan melihat langsung seperti apa kelanjutannya di Land of Dawn untuk game kedua kita di bronze match.
Yes, 1 agregat poin berhasil diamankan oleh tim Vagos. Dan apakah tim Jangkar berhasil belajar dari kesalahan di game yang pertama sehingga bisa menyamakan kedudukan atau ternyata 2-0 for sure, we'll see. Karena sudah mulai terpantau Jika-nya main berani banget nih mengarah ke area jungle Petron yang bakal langsung disambut hangat dengan area 1 pipet on string dan flick out decision untuk mundur ke area belakang.
Well, early yang bagus tadi. Sudah berhasil didapatkan oleh Jangkar ya, memancing keluar flicker memang.
Yes.
Tapi ya sekali lagi untuk tim fight besar yang akan kita nantikan, apa memang sesuai dengan skenario dari tim Vagos?
Kita lihat, karena sejauh ini masih cukup sosok. Tidak ada gangguan yang berarti dari kedua belah jungler, agresivitasnya juga masih cukup dibendung. Tapi kali ini Givernya udah mulai melakukan 1v1 terhadap Lam yang nggak mau terlalu dilanjutkan juga ini. Untuk game kali ini cenderung lebih pasif sih, nggak semasif sebelumnya ya.
Iya, tapi lihat tuh, ada Matilda. Mereka bisa bermain agresif, mereka bisa main tabrak. Dan bahkan mereka punya source escape yang lain lagi nanti. Untuk Fredrin apalagi yang kita tahu Satsujin kalau udah gak punya Brave Assault ya dia harus mengandalkan nanti dingin.
Yep, itu dia. Penggunaannya juga harus sebijak mungkin. Di early cooldownnya juga berasa banget sebenarnya dari sisi tersebut. Namun kali ini Bolu mengalami satu kondisi yang tidak cukup baik. Tapi one last hit Bolu masih bisa bertahan di area bawah.
Wow, itu 1 hit lagi masih bisa kembali ternyata bahkan gak recall ya. Kembali berusaha untuk mendapatkan gold yang dibawa oleh katapult ini. Kita lihat bagaimana Nanji juga berjuang seorang diri. Masih bisa di cover memang ada Angela. Tapi kehadiran dari Azrael sih nanti yang kita harus lihat ya. Karena Azrael begitu dia punya level 4 ada Ocean Oddity, ada Rough Wave-nya. Akan menjadi marah bahaya mungkin. Dan Petrify dipergunakan terlalu pagi. Wow.
Jadi informasi yang penting dan sudah dikantongi oleh tim Jangkar ya. Untuk menit kita yang kedua, apalagi beriringan juga dengan Turtle yang sudah mulai muncul. Turtle yang udah mulai di-poking pada satu baru frame. Di-follow up lagi dengan Phantom Execution serta real world manipulation. Jumlah tetesan kematian tersebut mampu untuk menumbangkan karya 1 player serta area First Blood dan Turtle yang berhasil diamankan oleh tim Jangkar.
Oke, ditempel Nanjinya belum bisa kabur. Dan wow, dia menang level tapi dibandingkan dengan Bolu ya. Tapi recall memang harus dipergunakan tadi untuk gold lane di bagian bawah Ixia. Yang kembali pulang dan ace di tengah. Tadi sayang sekali, menurutku tadi Petrify yang dipakai terlalu pagi yang membuat mereka akhirnya tidak bisa melakukan setup manis di turtle yang pertama.
Asli sih, itu tadi kalau masih ada Petrify-nya mungkin bisa beda cerita.
Betul.
Ya Om ya. Cuman ya itu yang terjadi, teman-teman dari tim Pagos harus menerima satu kondisi kerugian yang harus mereka alami di game yang kedua kali ini. Tepat di menit pertama. Dan ini menjadi salah satu karakteristik juga sih Om ketika adanya assassin hero power.
Doesn't matter anyway. Okay, the one that gives like most of like the drop loot is on the boss, and it
Red Bull gives you wings.
Bringing in a new roommate to save money, is that the plan?
Say hi to Glenn from work.
Yeah, I think I have a much better plan. We switched to my plan from Verizon.
That is a good plan. Glenn?
Get my plan starting at just $25 when you bring your own phones. Plus, save when you add perks like the Disney Bundle. It's your Verizon.
How do we keep falling? Lights flicker from afar. I'd rather stay in the dark if I'm with you. I don't need the world. Keep me close, safe and sound. More than two is a crowd when I'm with you. Time is passing, knows no manners. I'm finding comfort in hope. 습관처럼 난 아침이 오면 내 옆에 네가 있는 상상을 해. 함께했던 기억을 지우는 건 엄마요. 좋았던 날보다 더 아플 거야. 아닌데도 이곳에 아닌데도 남아 흐릿해져만 가는 네 흔적 속에 묻힌 채로 나는 Alone in the dark. 아무것도 들리지 않아. 반겨주던 네 소리들만 어제처럼 난 길 걷다 보면 모든 게 날 부르는 소리 같아. 함께했던 기억을 지우는 건 엄마요. 좋았던 날보다 더 아플 거야. 흐릿해져만 가는 네 흔적 속에 묻힌 채로 나는 Alone in the dark. 돌아와 줄까 아니다. 내 생각할까 You want 함께했던 시간이
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Worlds 2023 and the semifinals. Game number 1 of this series was an absolute stomp by Weibo as they completely crushed BLG. Now we're jumping into game number 2. Champ Select is already underway, and immediately what I'm noticing. Number 1, BLG said we want blue side this time. Number 2, they said Rumble and Belveth were both a problem. Those are gone.
This is when you're playing ranked with your homies and you just get super stomped in a game. You know what? It wasn't us. It was the champions.
Yeah.
It's the Rumble. It's the Belveth. Get them out of here.
It's also the flip side as well for Weibo, where they're like, Nico is really strong. I don't want to play against him unless we can first pick it, so they're going to ban it away on the opposite side and sticking to that Jarvan as well. Also, the Crisp still keeping that Renata ban that you pointed out already, Azale.
Yeah, the Renata ban going to be staying up there. No one's wanting to give that over. Will the Jax get banned out? And if it is not, would BLG be willing to go for it? Obviously, Orianna's available. Some of these key picks are still available. That's going to get banned. But Xayah, Jax, 2 really high prio picks here for BLG, both available.
Well, the big difference for me that I'm noticing with that Renata ban last time around, when it was Weibo on blue side, BLG was confident the Renata wouldn't come out until the second half of the draft. This time around, they want to ban it out early, knock it over. You leave the Jax open, Bin will pick the Jax. This is pretty formulaic at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely insane on the pick. He has looked so damn good at the World Championship. A 10.5 KDA on this pick from at the moment, but I think it kind of then says, all right, are we just going to go towards Xayah here for Light? Do we high prioritize still the Aphelios, which I think Light was pretty happy to just take in that bot side, especially we can leave R5 to that support counter pick now because, the Jax is going top side.
Might just be getting
oh, wow, okay.
So it's Maokai Caitlyn. They could even go Jace on 3. And this almost feels like a throwback to, you remember way back when we had the Ardent Sensor meta, and then it pushed all to hyper pushing lanes, and we started getting Jace, we started getting Caitlyn, we started getting all the pressure, that year towards just pushing towers, really being able to dominate. I'm going to be so curious to see what they're going to pair with this. Light already has played the Caitlyn. They did play Caitlyn Lux, and I want to say they played a Caitlyn Heimer game as well. I think it was also played with that Heimer, so it'll really be interesting to see where Light does go, because they are on red side, so they are going to have support counter pick if they want to go for it later.
All right, the Varus locked in. There's one we haven't seen a whole lot of so far throughout this tournament. Pretty low presence.
Okay.
But Varus Ashe, if you think your opponents are going to play some Caitlyn Lux lane bully style, you bring out the Varus Ashe and you fight fire with fire.
And I think this is such a sick pickup. Obviously, we see T1 has brought it out with Keria taking that Ashe into the bot side, but the Ashe is such a good answer to the Caitlyn. You can outscale her with the W, you can cause her a major amount of issues, and then you get this Varus that's just going to be an absolute menace, especially if you consider that Weibo are more than likely going to go for the Jace, go for this long-range poke. You can answer a lot of that as well coming into the rest of the draft.
So now we have to find out, is it going to be Lux? Is it going to be the Heimer? The Lux will get locked in, so Caitlyn Lux against this Varus Ashe. This is drawing junglers like sharks in the water to the bot lane, because everyone is squishy. If anyone hits a CC, somebody's probably going to die on either side. It will be an absolute bloodbath down there potentially. So this is really, really exciting now to see where they want to go. They didn't go for the Jace early, so that obviously could get banned away. And it's also a pretty atypical draft because Weibo doesn't have either their soul laners through the first 3.
I'm also curious if we end up seeing Yaga go back towards something like a LeBlanc even in the mid lane here, especially when you play something that's like that you have this Ashe. I personally like to see it go for side lanes where you can have the Jax, something like a LeBlanc can operate there well, but also a huge amount of burst potential on this LeBlanc. Like if you reset is on at level 6, toss it out mid, see if it hits. If it does, chances are you're probably going to be able to get a kill if it is against one of these squishier mid laners.
Well, we have the Jace banned away like you were potentially talking about there, Azale. The Rel banned out. You already have some potential pick opportunities with the ults of both the Varus and the Ashe, so they don't want to have the true hard engage of the Rel right next to it. Same story being told for the Sejuani. They're saying, we've got our jungler, powerful tank engage. You don't have yours yet, so we're going to deny similar options from you. Cassante, the final ban of the draft here for BLG. They do not want that pick into the Jax.
And especially you don't want to give away the Sejuani when you already have Jax top, because that 2v2 is devastating up in that top side. They want to be able to hold down Bin, and because the Shy didn't actually get to pick his top laner early, he is going to eat some more bans. Obviously, the Rumble was already banned out. Now the Cassante gets banned out as well. Xiaohu will be going towards the Azir. Remember, neither the Varus nor the Ashe have any dashes, have any real escapes from any sort of follow-up engage that the Azir could be going for.
And that's why, on the opposite side for BLG, you need some sort of like follow-up team fight start, and I think Wukong could actually be a great pick here. I think we've seen a little bit more and more starting to come out, but the opportunity to use the clone to tank the Maokai ultimate is super valuable, but it's actually going to be the Silas as well in the mid lane. So sticking to that, hey, we can play for sides, but we've also got a ton of damage if that ultimate lands from the Ashe.
And being able to steal away that Maokai ult, that is one of those key ultimates that people really do like the Silas into. He throws out the Maokai ultimate, you throw out yours, you answer fire with fire. The Aatrox here, we'll see if the Shy is going to lock it in. Bin obviously not having a great time on it in the last game, but the Shy, so well known for this pick, has been playing the tankier style, unlike what we saw from Bin last game and what we've seen from Zeus. He's been more going towards the Gore Drinker, Sterix, you know, being that beefy frontliner, trying to get into the back line and really make things difficult, and it will get locked in.
I think as well, when you've already got a triple melee top side for BLG, the Aatrox works perfectly there because you get so much value from your Gore Drinker. You get so much value from being able to toss out your Darken Blade. So I think the Shy going to be able to provide a huge amount of that front line that you really need here for Weibo.
And the way that their comp functions is kind of similar to last game for Weibo, right? Because they don't really have any real hard engage. You throw out the Maokai ultimate, but that's about it. And the engage tools are much more plentiful on the BLG side, but can they actually keep up in the early game to really make use of them?
Exactly, and my eyes are all focused on this bottom lane like you were talking about earlier, Azale. These 4 champions that all just want to push, that all don't have a lot of great methods to defend themselves if you catch them while they're pushing, with junglers both being able to have incredibly effective ganks very early on with the Vi and the Maokai. This should be a PvP magnet.
And I think this is where we might get the Weiwei special. The L3 camp immediately into bot lane. Do whatever the hell you can to try and influence this bot side. Won't be a dive because I think you got so much push coming through from the Ashe and Varus, but just trying to punish any sort of overextension is going to be massive here on this bot side. So I think it's going to be fast and quick to this bot lane.
And the summoners are the same setups on both sides for the bot lane. It's cleanse on the ADs, it is heal on the supports, so you can really target those supports with the CC. If either side lands that 1 CC, the follow-up can mean 100-0 play, especially post-6. Binding into trap into Caitlyn Lux ulti, that can be a death. And likewise on the other side, Ashe or Varus hits an ulti, the other is a guaranteed follow-up, and that could be 100-0 play. So it's going to be so much about nailing these skill shots, being able to actually dodge out from your opponents, and we'll see how effective they're going to be.
All right, let's get under the rift here. Game number 2. Number 1 looked really, really good for BLG back at the level 1, but then it was Weibo that quickly took over the map. It was Weiwei who was constantly outpacing his opponent, and the Shy who bounced back with grace and style after falling so far behind very early. Let's see if BLG can rectify those mistakes. A reminder that you can log into your Riot account on lolliesports.com and watch Worlds live here right now to earn exclusive Worlds emotes and icons. As we can see just a little bit of shots being fired back and forth as Al takes a slight amount of poke.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be anything that you have to really worry about in the grand scheme of things, but I think as we start to roll into this, you can already see with the early vision that they're trying to set up on both sides, anyone who can get any sort of inkling as to where that enemy jungler is going to be massive, and you've already got that blue ward placed on the blue buff of Weiwei, so I think that's where a lot of this is going to be a case of, okay, where can we spot Weiwei as he makes his way through his jungle?
Very interested to how this top lane is going to play out, because even though it's not the same matchup that we got in game number 1, it was Bin saying, all right, I'm going to take the Aatrox into your Rumble, and then he just lost the matchup massively. Now this time the Shy is saying, I'll show you how to play Aatrox as a counter pick, and it's up against Bin's signature champion.
Absolutely, and you have to play out the early levels well, you know, on this Aatrox. You know, level 1 to 3, that's kind of going to be more the Jax's real time to shine. But you know, I do think through kind of like 3 through 9, you know, that sort of range, I think Aatrox has to play this matchup out quite well, because if you're not getting ahead, you're going to get slowly outscaled by the Jax. And when Jax gets the 1 item, 2 items type point, you're going to lose full control in the side lane. And that's where it becomes really, really difficult, because there's not really anyone else to match this Jax out in the side lane, especially when there's a Vi there. The ability to actually play through sides, get picks, get kills is going to be quite high. So the Shy is going to have to handle this well, make sure that it doesn't fall behind.
And it looks like at the moment you're going to probably see Shun making that trip actually up to the top side a little bit earlier. Went for a full clear on this bot side, is now going to enter up towards his top side jungle. So if Bin is able to get some effective trades, that could be a point of contention. But I mean, with Xiao having this much control, might need to be a transitional gank for Shun through mid. But actually, looking at this bot side instead, he knows Weiwei's here because of that ward earlier.
Yeah, the ward saw him jump over the wall, go after the blue buff. Shun also confident to step up and see if maybe there's an opportunity for something because of the state of bottom lane, with Elk and On just having that massive wave shoved up. A similar story is also being told on the top side. It's huge side lane push on both ends of the rift for BLG, so Shun goes mid. Xiaohu already used the shifting sands to get away initially, so the flash has to be spent to get away from Shun.
And I think that's just Weibo losing track of Shun because he went for that kind of weird, or well, I won't say weird, it's actually a good play in towards River to then lean bot side. It means that they weren't expecting him to be coming through that bot side of the map. And as well, now you still get the flash burn. Shun still gets to go towards his top side. You can see now Maokai, though, starting to slip in behind this bot side, and they don't have the vision there to spot him out.
This could be that big opportunity to really get things swinging down here. Let's see if Wei Wei gets it done. The signature Wei Wei play. Maokai into the bottom lane at level 3. On's going to take the damage here at the start, but the problem is Crisp is already down to 150 HP. Elk and On doing a great job putting focus in the 2v2 before the third man arrives to make it so the play has to fizzle.
Yeah, Chris stepped up so early and took so much damage from the BLG bot lane. The Shy should live, but we'll see.
The Shy just got solo killed for first blood. Ben will die to the turret afterwards, but the Jax is ready to go.
The thing is, though, he just TP'd back, so the Shy will get to match the base. He has actually a bit of a better buy because he backed later and can TP into lane and still has his flash. So although Ben got the kill, honestly, that's a win for the Shy.
That's not that bad at the end of the day. On this bot side, you know, Chris stepped up very, very early, and On and Elk just pushed forward, looked to attack him. They played it out incredibly well. On just retreats down into that alcove because he's the one without cleanse. He knows he's the one who would actually get burst down there. So by the time this Maokai actually arrives, it's only Elk that's available to be hit. He spends the cleanse, backs it up. So really well done there.
But now Shun needs to try and protect his top side. Flash stun from Wei Wei sets up easy for a kill with the Shy, especially with Ben being a level down for the moment. So Shun just trying to clear out this top side, get the vision down, that'll let Ben play. Well, I was going to say easy, but maybe aggressive in this lane.
All right, we got both junglers coming into the top lane now as the Shy's going to get hit with the Vault Breaker, continuing to fall back as Wei Wei's ready to reinforce. There's a big minion wave there, so Shun and Ben, despite the fact that they get their jungler into the fight first, do not want to continue taking this one.
Yeah, it's a huge minion wave, and the Shy also did level up, so he has that level advantage. If you die with a wave like this coming towards you, your game is so screwed. So Ben needs to make sure that he's able to collect this. Shun, if he goes for this base, there is a potential for a dive, so I wouldn't be surprised if he stays around at least for a bit to cover, but is going to complete it, and they saw him recall with that sapling, so there's potential to look for a dive. It's all going to be about when he uses the Counter-Strike, and now the Counter-Strike's on cooldown, so I think you for sure try to dive this.
This is bad news bears for Ben. He's going to need to outplay this like crazy. You can see Xiaohu even rotating up into the top side to help him out with this. Let's see, Wei Wei and the Shy. How are they going to get it done? The Shy's going to take the aggro here at the start with the World Ender. Counter-Strike's back up. Ben survives for the time being, but now Xiaohu's coming through. Ben falls, and the Shy gets the money. The turret's not going to find any sort of a target afterwards, but Yagal's coming up from the river. World Ender's about to end, but they cannot close the gap in time, so Weibo get the kill.
And looked a little bit funky to start off with because the Shy tanks, traditionally, you'd see the Maokai go for it, but I think they knew they were under a bit of a time constraint. So just get as much damage down. The Shy will just be able to keep himself safe here, but they know they need to try and get this kill before Yagao and Shun arrive off their bases, so they just try and get as much damage down, and they know Xiaohu's going to be there to finish things off.
I've got to say, I'm pretty surprised though they shouldn't completed that base. I felt like there was a pretty obvious dive angle there from Weibo, and the fact that he actually does complete the base means Ben got put in a really hard spot, but I kind of want to watch that again, because it felt to me like when Ben got his Counter-Strike back up, he survived the dive, then he walked forward to try to hit minions, which I think was for a level up. Maybe he thought there was some sort of angle to get a level up and make some sort of play happen, but he's kind of exposed himself for an easy kill there for Xiaohu. So was a bit of a weird kind of set of circumstances, and now you called it, Rob. He kind of got put behind. You know, he spent the flash early, didn't have it for the dive. The Shy didn't use his flash, hadn't used his DP, and despite the fact that he gets the solo kill, makes the aggressive play happen, he is on the back foot.
And Shun again is just trying to split this map so then he can try and keep Ben safe on that top side. At least it means he still has control there for Elkanon in that bot lane, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Wei Wei trying to now put that pressure down onto the bottom side, and especially when you have this Ashe Varus in the bot lane, you want to be able to try and play for things like Dragon, trying to be able to get control over that bot lane completely, but I mean, if you've now got to try and keep Ben safe on the top side of the map, it's only opening up for Wei Wei to try and play aggressive bot lane and start to get those dragons for himself.
And as we were talking about earlier, comparing the Shy's Aatrox to other ones, never mind, we got a dive coming out here in the mid lane. They don't even need to dive them, they throw them back away from the turret, and BLG get kill number 2.
Xiaohu's ult had just come back up, so I think the game plan there was flash forward, ult them underneath the tower, and Weiwei can then follow up with the CC underneath the tower, but unfortunately he just flashes in to a big old fist that tells him to sit down.
Yeah, the Q there, perfectly timed from Shun. Flashes right into it. And now BLG starting this up. They're going to try to take this Herald, but the Shy is coming.
Yep, the thing is, Xiaohu can't join up with the TP. They do find the Chains of Corruption given the bottom lane, but now the Shy's ready to go and jump in on the fight. Weiwei getting back away, but now Bin's trying to bring him down. Shun's gonna be super low here too. Bin grabs the kill on Weiwei as they still can't kill Shun yet. The Shy finally picks it up, and now Xiaohu's ready to help his top laner try to turn it around. But Yagao's made his way into the fight. He won't find Absconded Duck. The Shy sidesteps, and Bin's ready for the counter strike yet again. Arrow from across the map, but it goes between the uprights. The Shy and Xiaohu still seeing if there might be an angle for Yagao, but he can dash right back over the wall.
That was so incredibly close to breaking open either way, but both junglers go down. Shun is the one that picks it up, but that's again now 3 kills for the Shy on the top side, make it potentially 4 as well. Yagao is coming to help.
Yeah, the Shy not quite wanting a 2v1 here just yet. Maybe once the cooldowns come back up. Big minion wave though.
He just wants to hold it because Weiwei is coming up here.
All right, Yagao leads the charge, but with Weiwei here, yeah, there's nothing left to do.
So now it gets really awkward because both Yagao and Bin are low, and Shun is showing mid, so they know that he's not there. So it does mean that it's going to be a wave that isn't able to be crashed, and we can watch again on the Rift Trail fight.
Yeah, and here you can just see they immediately turn on to Shun, knowing that he doesn't have the opportunity to try and really get away. He's going to be the squishier one, but the level up here from Shun is so crucial because it means the Shy has to burn his flash there to get the kill. So when Yagao comes in, he doesn't have the opportunity to use the reposition here to actually land that Q3, set up the kill with Yagao, and then barely that Ash Arrow missing out on Xiaohu means that they're not able to, well, I don't think they'd have been able to follow up, but at least put the distance between themselves and Xiaohu.
Still, despite the fact that our kills are even, it's a 1,500 gold lead for BLG. The Shy's got the lead up there in that top lane matchup, but a massive gap in terms of the jungle tempo here favoring Shun over Weiwei is a big deal.
Yeah, and I think as well, the fact that you're looking at, well, Xiaohu was able to get that turret plate in mid because Yagao had to cover topside, but we're going to be looking at Ocean Dragon as BLG.
BLG throwing out the engage, and they immediately find the pick under Crisp, following the take of the objective. That was an Ocean Drake. So a reminder, we've teamed up with Amazon Web Services for a new campaign called Take the Drake for Water's Sake. For every Ocean Drake taken, AWS will make a donation to water.org. That Drake was the 39th one slain since the World's 2023 Swiss stage. That's a lot of dead Ocean Drakes, but for pretty good cause.
And it's real nice of Weibo to give that donation to BLG off the back of that as well, because they did not need to be in a position for that dragon. They could have completely left that one aside and it could have been all right, but the fact they end up trying to contest now gives control again to BLG. This tower's going down, TP to the bottom side, but they're out of there.
Yeah, Xiaohu can't get in there in time. I talked about the difference in the jungle farm and how Shun's got the lead in terms of the pacing of that matchup. Down to the bottom lane, Elk and On are doing the same thing. Huge part of the gold lead for BLG is this Varus and Ashe combo. They saw the Caitlyn picked in the draft. The Caitlyn Lux that's supposed to bully the lane are just getting shoved into a lock.
And you can see the gold difference there. That's where a sizable amount of it is positioned there for BLG, and that's where I'm going to be looking to see can they try and control it. But even Yagao as well on the Silas, not a pick that you terribly associate with him in general, but he has had his moments in this pick, and he's got an advantage for himself off of the gold, having that kill in the early stages.
And you have to say, Red Side has not been getting the same advantages that we saw in some of the previous quarterfinals. Throughout these drafts, you're going for the early Caitlyn Lux, you're on Red Side, but you're early picking, and that's opening up for things like the Varus Ashe.
Yep.
And it's been so much about this bot lane dominance. Way up towards this top side. Shun's here as well, though.
Yeah, Shun just jumps over the wall. We're going to get two different 1v1s. So the Maokai ulti comes back up into the top lane, and now Bin's going to be the focus here at the very start. Vi ulti trying to buy enough time for the Jax, but it won't work. Arrow comes in from downtown, but Shun's got to run as Yagao wants to make his way up into the mix, but Xiaohu follows, and there's nothing left to find. The Shy on the Aatrox. Again, the resources for Weibo going into the top lane.
The Shy back-to-back games has been getting the better of Bin, and that is not spelling good things for them in this series. Bin has been such a key part of their success all year long. Shun does get in, and he's winning this 1v1, but who cares? Because he pops the ult, the face rush is proc, and Maokai just sprints away over on the bin. Despite the peeling that's coming through from Shun, he uses the ulti on the Shy to try to buy time for Bin, but there's no way you're going to be able to turn that one around. No. And the Ashe ulti is for nothing, and Yagao has been moving around the map quite a bit. As a result, is now falling a bit down in farm himself. He's lost 2 plates mid, they've lost 2 plates top as well. And Weibo, yes, they are still a little bit behind, but they're clawing their way back into this one, and we've seen what the Shy can do with the lead on Aatrox.
But that's the thing, we need to see when BLG's bot lane gets out of this bot lane what they look like. They've nearly taken an entire tower plate, and they're about to murder. No, maybe not. Haven't actually backed yet for a lot of their finishing off goals, but like, the fact that you have Elk in a great position here, he's going to have a ton of gold. You've got the opportunity to reset, look for next Rift Herald as well. Just try and continue to keep up this pace. Like, you are going to be in an incredibly difficult situation as Weibo if you don't get access to Elk. He's going to be able to poke you down so successfully.
Very, very strong, and we've seen how accurate he's been so far when the camera pans into the bottom lane. Yeah. A lot of these chains are hitting, a lot of these arrows are hitting. We got 20 seconds left until the turret plates fall. Weiwei fires off the ulti from all the way back in his own jungle. Elk's gonna tank the first one of those. Bin steps up for the counter-strike, immediate stun and immediate disengage. They don't want to allow the Shy to put that lead back into the bottom lane. Weiwei's the target, and BLG hit the mark. They're gonna follow it up with a stolen Maokai ulti as Shun's ready to engage with a Vault Breaker. Everfrost locks him down. BLG's going to town. The turret might get one back, but not quite yet. They almost get Shun away, but they'll trade it for Xiaohu nonetheless. First turret's gonna follow, and BLG, come up you.
BLG says, Shout, who do you think you are coming into our domain? Bot lane belongs to Billy, and they make sure that Weibo knows.
BLG crushed them on that one. It was Weibo's play that they're looking for, but the interrupt on the TP on top lane made all the difference here, as the Maokai ult was just a setup for this deep TP, but when that gets interrupted by the Jax, all of a sudden there's not really enough damage here to follow up. Crisp is coming in, but he can't reach. They turn around the play with the Ashe arrow there onto Weiwei. They burst him down, and yeah, Xiaohu, as they do extend, looks for a play, but he found nothing.
Meanwhile, back on live, Crisp is dead. Elk on a killing spree, 3-0 and 2 here on the Varus.
And this is where BLG are going to start to get dangerous, because we just said, hey, look, actually, Elk hasn't backed yet in that bot lane. He's sitting on a Caulfield, he's sitting on a Serrated Dirk. He's sitting on 2 bloody items now. He just double upgraded off the back of it. He was like, oh yeah, now that I've got my shopping spree in, I'm going to pop around the corner and pick up everything I could ever wish for.
Yeah, my man got his paycheck, went straight to the store. Oh, I'll take one of these, one of those. And it is the Shy versus the world right here in the lane economy snapshot powered by MasterCard. The bot lane for BLG miles ahead. And On is actually going to be really annoying. It's one of those things when you're playing with a Spectral Sickle or the Spell Thieves, and you're able to have push and access to that tower, you can farm your gold so quickly. So yes, the total gold earned from the support item will always end up being the same, but you get out to these really early item spikes where you already have one item done on, and it just feels so good.
Especially when it's Umbral Glaive, it's so suffocating for the vision game, especially combined with Ashe's Hawk Shot, the ability to track everybody on top of it. Their control over the Rift is going to be supreme as the mid lane turret falls too.
He's 600 gold behind the Caitlyn. He's doing real well in that support matchup. So yeah, I think On is going to be a bit of a nuisance that you're going to have to deal with as well. But that control now is going to lead over towards, well, the Dragon, and the Shy peeks his head in and says, yeah, they're there. I want nothing to deal with this right now. We cannot contest Weibo, especially if we're trying to move through these like entrances in towards River, where there's an Asho or a Varasol, the Yagao around the corner.
Yeah, the Shy's coming in. This is the power point for Weibo. This is the guy they want to try to play around. Beautiful stun on a Xiaohu as he tries to take the blast cone over the wall. Azir ultis fly back and forth as Xiaohu goes into the stasis, but he will not survive. Yagao takes the kill as the Shy spreads his wings, but the World Ender runs out. The volley, perma slowing Weibo's members as they try to disengage this. On continuing putting the arrows into them. BLG don't need to chase it anymore. They already won. They got the Drake. They got the kill.
BLG get everything, and there was even a wave crashing in top lane that Weibo gave up to try to challenge here. They saw the Shy as at a strong point. They thought, hey, maybe we can get a magical fight here. Maybe we can make something happen with the Shy. But they're not able to close the gap into the backline. They're not able to threaten those carries. And it was Yagao who came up with the better Azir ult.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Yagao was able to get in position there is perfect. On with the ultimate over the wall here as well to catch Xiaohu as he comes in. Sets up perfectly. Right as he comes through, it looks like a whip.
Right to the face.
But then they find the Azir, and then Yago's able to beautifully set up here, and it's a flying V, but I don't think Mighty Duck was what they were saying off the back of this one, as Bin is able to set up perfectly to finish off that kill alongside Yago, and Weibo know they've got to back the hell on out of here the second they take that step forward.
Yeah, the arrow was pointing to the winning team on that one. It was BLG coming out on top. And now the Jax is pushing out this top lane. He is still behind, but it doesn't really matter when the rest of your team is that far ahead. He just needs to play a safe game in the side lane, not allow the Shy to really do anything with his advantage.
Plus, going back to what you were talking about earlier, talking about Aatrox and his moment to shine in the matchup, being levels 3 through 9. And hey, he did. The Shy's got a really nice lead, but as the game goes forward, as long as Bin doesn't keep individually falling behind and keeps profiting from the global money that his team is earning through these objectives, the Jax will eventually catch up.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing about playing into some of these scaling split pushers, right? When you're playing in against Jax, you're playing against Fiora, even if the early game goes well, you know if he has one good fight or gets some towers or does something like that, he can always take over. He can always claw his way back into the game. But for now, of course, the Shy more than enough ahead to maintain that advantage that he has built to try to keep that going. And really, he's going to be the hope of the team if they want to try to find any sort of way to come back.
Well, the Shy goes in for Shun here, but that could be a problem because Yagao is also nearby. He steals away the World Ender, and now he's ready to show the Shy how it's done. Shun gets the kill. The raid boss is down, and the loot goes over to BLG.
It felt like that was kind of on a lower difficulty level, though. When you've got that many people that are there from BLG, it's just not quite enough.
It was the intro, yeah.
The tutorial boss. You don't have the Asterix gauge completed yet, which is really where you pop off this Aatrox, and as well the amount of control that BLG have on the map. There's no more ads that are going to come alongside them, especially with the amount of damage Light has. It feels like he's only just an ad at the moment.
And I love what we're seeing from BLG with this bottom lane too. They're doing exactly what you want to see done with these powerful pushers as a duo in the bottom lane. They're just rotating them around the map, take as many objectives as you can, keep that pace high so that you can keep hitting these spikes for these lethality items that are going to come in faster than the crit items for your opponents.
And this is kind of the inverse of what happened last game where Weibo, we're really light on engage, but they were so far ahead that they just, you know what, let's go to the Baron, let's start that up. Oh, you got to come to us, we're going to take a fight. Now they're in this really tough position where if you're out on the map, like the Shy just was, even as the strongest member, you could easily get picked off and killed. And you also have no way to really get easy picks on someone like Bin who's pushing up in a side lane yourself. So it becomes very, very difficult because BLG have the engage, will show up to every objective, and they're just going to throw out the Varus ultimate, throw out the Ashe ulti. If they hit the right target, they're going to take that free kill. If they don't, they didn't really commit to anything.
And I think what we saw in the last game was, look, Elk and On were just getting dismantled because they didn't have that range in the bot lane. They weren't able to kind of keep up with what has been the meta play of, hey, we get push on bot lane, we're able to take over the game. And in this one, well, Light and Chris tried to go for that big range advantage, play what's a devastating lane, but Elk and On are ready. They now are the ones that'll have complete control over mid to allow for the split push from Bean that has advantage, allow for the split push now from Yago as well, and it makes it so tough for Weibo to have an answer.
And it's 2 Drakes to 0 for the second Infernal Rift in a row. Varus and Ashe are obnoxious. Varus and Ashe with an Infernal Soul or a Hextech Soul, even worse. It's going to become so difficult for Weibo to play the game as the clock moves forward. 21 minutes in, it's total Rift control. Again, going back to those Hawk shots and that Umbral Glaive and how this Ashe support pick can totally dominate the vision game.
And that's exactly what you're seeing at the moment, right? It's push mid, lean top. They want to try and create an opportunity there for the Jax to get on towards that top tower, because the second that falls, this entire jungle area is going to belong to BLG.
Exactly. I mean, they're just going to keep pushing up here. Anytime someone does respond to that mid wave, they can move into the jungle, clear out these wards. But they do still have to play with some respect because this is not a Braum that's walking in, it's an Ashe, right? So you still can get burst down. You do still have to be careful. But they're just taking away these peripheral jungle camps, and they are going to get an uncontested third dragon here. Plus, they know there's no opportunity for a play on the other side of the map because the Baron is fully warded up. Even with the Azir, no shot you're going to be able to do anything there. So BLG are just taking it all. And really, at this point, all Weibo can do is just try to get as powerful as possible for that inevitable 4th dragon fight and hope they can turn around something now.
Well, they're going to try to turn it on Bin. Xiaohu has his 2-item power spike. The Aatrox and the Shy doing the same. Bin's not long for this world. The Jax, again, it's been a rough game, a rough couple of games so far for Bin. 2-4-1 here on the Jax now. Can Weibo even get anything else with this, though? It kind of just looks like it's the pick and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, Shun was on the bottom side of the map, but I don't think they can really turn over towards this Baron and rush it down, especially since you still have what is the strongest portion of the map, Elka and On, still in the area. Might even look for a stop here.
Yeah,
a little slow.
Gonna try to be annoying, but that's a silly death from Bin, honestly. You know your full team is on bot side. You had vision on the Baron. They have a ward in the pit, plus the Scuttle Crab vision. The only place that they could go is top, right? All he has to do, sit back at the tier 2, and there's no counterplay for Weibo. They can't really look anywhere. So a little bit greedy there from Bin is punished, but again, not gonna really matter in the grand scheme of things unless Weibo can get something more. You know, they need to win a decisive fight, take a Baron, get some sort of a play like that to really start scraping back in this game. Because yes, Bin is having another bad game, and that is concerning, but the rest of his team is having a great game.
Yeah, I will say though, if you can slow down the pace of the game though for Weibo, and you get items on towards this Caitlyn, like items onto the Azir, you're going to be in a relatively okay spot. So
well, you've got
at least
3.5 minutes.
So,
is that enough?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, that's where the pressure then starts to come on. Maybe Xiaohu with 3 can make it happen, but Crown and the Zhonya is going to make it a very defensive build.
Well, BLG tried to go for a play there. The arrow fired off a little bit behind where Weibo was. You could see On was expecting them to be a little bit further back than what they were, stealing away the Maokai ulti as well. So in case Weibo tried to hard engage after that and punish them in any way, Jika would be ready and set up to stop that engage. But yeah, that's the big marker. That Dragon Soul that's going to be coming up soon as Shun comes into the mid lane and things go from bad to worse for Light. That's his first death of the game as BLG pick him up.
And now they can potentially start up the Baron here. They see that Xiaohu's on bot side, so at least I think you want to force out the TP from Xiaohu. So you start hitting the Baron, potentially, see if you can make him actually TP up, and then maybe you just pull off, or then maybe you look for the turn. But it's not the fast Baron. It is lethality AD carry here. This is not going to go down quickly, so Weibo don't need to panic.
All right, we're bringing in the TP.
They're getting low in the pit.
Ready to join us here. On has taken a lot of damage from the Baron. Elk has taken a lot of damage from the Baron. The Shy's ready to fight these guys back as Jika is down to 25% HP. Weiwei leads the charge with the arrow back over the wall, coming in to support. Weibo will stop him here. BLG getting a little audacious with this Baron attempt.
That could have been a little bit worse for BLG. Xiaohu was actually really late on that TP back from bot lane. If he'd been there a bit earlier, would have been a very different story where he could have added that damage, maybe picked off a few of those people, but BLG will just scrape away with their health bars.
It also shows the importance of the vision game, right? Because there was no deep wards. You know, you look back, there's nothing over in this area for him to TP to. If he could have joined in, you know, from that kind of an angle with how low some of these members were getting, On Elk and Shun, we're just kind of dying to the Baron here. And I was thinking that, honestly, Weibo could have potentially just hard engaged and then had the TP come in on the side, you know, up on this ward or something like that, and maybe made some sort of a play happen, because look how low they are.
Yeah, and that's why I was kind of surprised to see Xiaohu stick around that long, especially when you know the bin had reset. I thought he would have been coming in a little bit quicker to try and get into that position, because that could have been that turnaround play that Weibo needed.
Exactly. It feels like that was almost, you know, that gift wrap scenario that you're praying for, is that they get low in a Baron, you find that miracle fight, you ace them, you take the Baron, all of a sudden maybe you can have a chance in this game, but they were very passive with it. And unfortunately, they get nothing from it, and they use their TP. So at the end of the day, you're now a minute away from Soul here on a very poke-heavy team. The best Soul you could get.
Well, they've got the teleports at least synced up for Bin and Xiaohu. So those are down, one on each side. The Drake only just 60 seconds away now, and you can see they're already putting in the effort on BLG's side to start establishing vision around that bottom side river area, establish some wards in the enemy blue side jungle, and be ready to go for this. Or if nothing else, set up like you're ready to go for this, take the Baron instead. If you give away one Drake, that doesn't matter. Getting the Baron for that, totally fine.
I will say that we just saw what BLG's bar to take is like, though. It is not quick. So realistically, if you try to play this back and forth, like, you're actually going to be relatively okay for Weibo to just go, hey, we can send the Shy down, who has TP, to take the Dragon himself. We can just contest the 4 versus 5, and if Shun never goes in, I mean, a TP into the backline onto Elk or On is going to be a very bad story for BLG.
Yeah, and I just like getting the Soul first, right? Because it is so low risk to take, it does so little damage. And if you set up in this area, if they don't have vision, as they do not, then they have to face check into your poke. You can whittle them down, you can potentially find an ulti or some sort of a play to really soften them up and maybe find an angle for a turn. But if not, you just take down that Dragon. And now with the Soul and Maokai ult, things get even harder.
Exactly. That's the big thing before these fights. Sylas versus Maokai. Sylas always wants to get that high-value ulti. There's so many choke points that you can use at him when you're fighting for these neutral objectives. It's a little bit of a poke war back and forth. The arrow misses from On's Ash, and that means it's an opportunity for Weibo to look for something, but they're not going to get it here just yet. Shun disengaging as the Chains of Corruption fly out. Now ready to re-engage back with the Shy. He'll get stunned up with the counter-strike. The Shy is down. and BLG got the kill. That's the most important player from Weibo, and BLG are in the driver's seat.
He never got the Gore Drinker off, so he never got that big activation of the health alongside the World Ender. So it means now BLG in position, Elk taking free shots. Crisp is low alongside Weiwei.
The Varus and Ash, the two archers, just riddling these guys with arrows. Elk again with a piercing arrow over the wall. Bin coming in from behind. Weiwei wants to jump in, but the Maokai's just gonna get chopped. Bin's ready to bring it in as they have to disengage once more on Weibo's side. Summoner spells are down for life. Crisp is nearly dead too. Xiaohu's got no HP. Infernal Soul to BLG. Flash over the wall from Elk. A rampage for the Varus.
Elk goes hunting. The shoe is on the other foot now. He takes him down in the jungle. Well played here. Really patient stuff from BLG, just slowly whittling down their opponents. They look for the binding there from Chris, but it was just barely short. The Varus ulti forces out the cleanse from Light, and then they see the opportunity to engage on the Shy because Gao's stolen Maokai ult created so much space. Everyone in the backline was retreating from Weibo, so it meant there's no assistance there for the Shy.
And that's the thing, the World Ender amplifies your healing, but you actually don't get the Gore Drinker off in time, and BLG, off the back of Dragon, get Baron as well. And it feels like that's going to be the last nail in the coffin here for Weibo, because BLG, they just get to siege up mid, they can start to use that poke super effectively, and if you try to break that or engage in on top of them, you're into Yagao, to Shun, and even Bin with that opportunity as well.
This whole game has felt like Weibo trying to hold on off the back of the Shy's lead, but now, because BLG has just won everywhere else, the Shy's level 14, Bin is level 15. The Jax is no longer in a spot where he's just not able to participate in the game. He's also got his stopwatch ready so he can engage and be in the middle of everything where he wants to be. So you're gonna have Bin pushing up here in the side lane. This is such a difficult situation for the side of Weibo. You can even see the sorcery elixir in Xiaohu's inventory. They know that if they lose one more big fight, the game's done.
Yeah, they know this is it. This is going to be the last fight, and that's why you can see just on fishing for picks, trying to see if they can push Weibo back. If you die underneath these towers against BLG, you don't get a second chance.
And look at Shun just kind of playing the middle between these two lanes, ready to reinforce whichever side does get attacked there by Weibo. But again, they're so light on the engage, and Yagao has a stolen Maokai ult. That's really the only way Weibo has to start up these fights, unless they can get some sort of a flanking TP. But there's not really any good wards for them, so there's not really any opportunity for them to do it, and Yagao now going to throw out that ulti, just zone them off the tower.
Exactly, they've already got the cannon minions with the Baron buff. They're trying to get the opportunity to go in, but now a nice shuffle from Xiaohu. They're finally going to get the kill. Elk takes one with them as he dies. The Shy fighting Bin off to the side. The shutdown credit went back over to the Caitlyn, but Xiaohu dies right after. Yagao goes to the rampage. Blast Cone gets shut away for safety. It's a 2-for-1 trade. BLG still come out on top, but they're still trying to push here too. On his hurt.
The siege, it might be broken though, unless Bin can make it happen.
The Shy here in the front line, locked down. Sterix keeps him alive for an extra second. He's still trying to walk away, but Bin gets him. Counter-strike flash forward into the double kill. Light tries to run away, but Bin is not done yet. Counter-strike still He jumps back in for the triple kill. BLG bounce back in game number 2. Crisp is alive, but it's a Lux against the whole team. Shun forces him to flash back into the fountain now as BLG continue their push. They've only got a couple of minions, but the next wave is reinforcing. They don't quite have the energy to end it yet. They know Xiaohu is about to spawn, so Weibo are going to get one more chance.
Every single game, the top laner that falls behind early suddenly bounces back and has this miraculous recovery. But hang on.
Xiaohu going in, seeing if he might be able to pick off these stragglers. Yagao wanted to punish him for it, but no. The shutdown for Xiaohu takes out the enemy mid laner.
It's a good pick there from Weibo, but they're going to need a lot more of that to be able to claw their way back into this game. And yeah, Bin triple kill in the enemy base, had a lot of help getting back into this one, but now he's in a really good spot. The Elder is going to be what everyone is looking towards. That is up in 2 minutes here, and Xiaohu in trouble.
Xiaohu, he made the pick earlier. He gets picked now. Shun finding him at the point-and-click power of the Vibe.
Yeah, I got greedy. Wanted the blue buff really badly there, and they just lay the trap. He walks right into it.
And now you get the opportunity to try and siege up mid without Xiaohu being in position. It falls on Light to try and clear out these minions now. As Baron buff is faded, should be relatively okay to try and clear those out, but I mean, the fact that Xiaohu has to make these sort of hero plays on this Azir to engage tells you how difficult Weibo's finding it to keep these minions off the tower.
And you also have to know there's now no flash on Xiaohu, and the flash is going to be coming back up for Elk, so that job becomes that much more difficult. BLG just push in, knock down the tower, and meanwhile, Bin pushing up that top lane. And they have Yagao shoving in the bot lane as well. They are looking to deal lethal damage.
No Baron required. The Shy has to fall back behind the only remaining Nexus turret now. It's barely standing, and BLG are keeping the push alive. The Maokai ulti finally summoned up for Weiwei, as they'll be able to force the retreat from BLG, if only for a moment. Elk and Shun stepping out of the way of the laser, as Elk tries to escape the Shy, but the Q3 Lord Drinker gets him killed, going over to Weiwei. That's a big shutdown, as Bin falls too. It's two dead on the side of BLG, and Weibo might have found their chance. Vaultbreaker to disengage, on trying to escape from the Aatrox, but the Infernal Chains bring the pain! A shutdown of the Xiaohu!
When you need him most, it's the Shy for Weibo, showing up massive there. Finds the pick with seconds remaining until Elk had his flash. The Shy had it timed perfectly. He went for it, and he doesn't miss.
And now, Weibo bought the time they need. Get the waves cleared out. Look at that Elder Dragon, going to be up just after Elk spawns, but what a beautiful setup here. You can see if you look at the bot side, on gets the ult tanked up from Yagao, but it means now Elk completely caught out, has no flash. The Shy barely clips him with the start of that Darkened Blade, and sets up beautifully then for Weibo to chase this one down.
Really nicely done, able to even use the blast cone there, had the Shojin, so really high CDR at this point in the game. Another dash forward, catches him with the Infernal Chain, so that is another kill going their way. But back to live, it's going to be Elder time as it is spawning, and you cannot give this up. Weibo have started it, but Bin is behind him.
Bin is just pushing the wave right now.
This is bad.
He might just try to disengage it. What is going on? This is a mess. Bin will spend as much of their time as he can, counter-strike to buy some time, while the rest of the team goes after the Elder. Bin with his Onya's Hourglass to escape the ace in the hole. Weiwei's trying to go in and steal away the Elder Drake. They're going to kill him instead. Shun goes into Rampage, killing him. It's traded back away for Bin, but the Elder goes over to the remaining 4 players of BLG. It is a 4v4 for the next 45 seconds, as Weibo will head back into the base, and BLG continue the push.
But it's the Elder Dragon, and you've got the opportunity there for BLG, because that Nexus turret is so low, they can actually look to push forward on this. That play from Bin might have dragged Weibo away from the win con.
Laser fired off. They're trying to buy enough time to survive here. That Elder Drake is so ferocious. Light takes a little bit of damage. The arrow spam's gonna come through. Maokai ulti lands. The Shy's your first target. Sterix ain't gonna save him. The Elder Dragon finds its first victim. Shurima Shuffle won't do it anyway. BLG will find the win, find the Nexus, and find their first game of the series.
BLG battle back strong in game number 2 off of the heroics from Elkin on in the bot lane. Really playing this one out well. Came out with this pick. The double 80 carries in the bot lane, dominating the pace. Shun as well. Has the Flame Horizon, more than Flame Horizon over his opponent in this one. He had a lot of pace on the buy.
And it's weird because we've had so much attention to the top side in these early stages with the junglers, but it has just been Elk coming in with on that bot side, getting that early control, buying 2 items so quickly, and then just being able to find that poke and set up those fights so incredibly well then for BLG.
We got ourselves a tied series. For more about how it happened in game number 2, we're throwing things back to the desk.
Thank you so much. I had a little bit of belief that Weibo would be able to turn it around, and I pulled up Cato Stream immediately, but it was not to be. It was all BLG's game in that one in the comeback. Even though they got put behind super heavily after game 1, they bounced back great.
Yeah, and for me, it really started with draft, right? Because on this blue side, what we saw was, again, we've been talking about this is a return to like what T1 like to do, essentially. This is a return to earlier this spring, and BLG, once they saw the Caitlyn coming out from Weibo, immediately locked in the Varus Ashe as the like pushing bot lane to push against. And this lane was so remarkably dominant in the push early.
I love the way you put that.
Well, I mean, everything else is like going on. We have like the top lane trades, 1-for-1 this spring, and BLG, once they saw the Caitlyn coming out from Weibo, immediately locked in the Varus Ashe as the like pushing bot lane to push against. And this lane was so remarkably dominant in the push early that like with that. Well, I mean, everything else is like going on. We have like
asli. Oke bakal comeback dah Weibo. Anjing. habis beres pada evaluasi ya, nggak ada yang ngerokok. Biasanya pro player habis main game langsung pada sebat. Ya nggak ada dah, pada evaluasi, pan lu menang aja. Pilih-pilih juga evaluasi. Anjay, Oppo Cam apa nih? Oh iya, ini pakai HP Oppo. Anjay, fucker. tips. tukeran. Kenapa tuh? Gila desai. Hampir. Gila. Au. Masukkan nih. Enggak sih harusnya. Nah. Uh. Udah sih dapet Weibo. Aduh. Desai. Desai. Desai mamen. GG. Kalau masuk gila sih. Desperate move anjir. Anjir. Bisa kena tuh arrow. Gelo, boy. Dua satu kah? Weibo. Ini desai sih menurut gua. Lebih ribet daripada Varusnya anjir. Desai sama Weiwei. Oh, lihat Desai di paling depan, coy. Anjir. Ya. GG. Gila.
They were really betting everything on this Ocean Dragon. It didn't work out, so they go in for the engage. Light gets ulted onto, and the R1 there from Yagao connects. He doesn't even commit the E to actually get this kill on the Light, which was pretty nicely done. Then is able to get it on Chris. But the problem is, on the other side, the team is getting decimated. The Shy kills off Elk.
Desai, my man. Desai nih, bos. Ya, kau. Ngapain? Gila. Eh. Dah. Dua satu. Gokil. Gantong gokil. Menit ya. calling. Tuck it calling. Tuck it calling. Tuck it calling. Let's go. As lepas mulu. Oi. Hei, batu bacok. Ah. Oh. Hmm.